Hi and welcome back. In a recent video, I showed you how to use your computer keyboard in waveform as a stand-in MIDI controller. So you can play kind of a piano mapping on your letter keys on the keyboard. A question that came up since then is how do you play that in different octaves? The ASDF through the semicolon really gives you only about a 1-octave range. So I'm going to also review the setup for this and then show you how to use the MIDI modifier plugin to shift that range to different places. Now I've set up a track here. I've got the RetroMod lead set up as the sound source. So very cool instrument from Tracktion. We'll use that as the sound source. But first of all, I'll just review how this is set up. So to set up a virtual piano, you go into Settings tab and then to MIDI devices, and where I've got QWERTY piano set up here, I've really just added this. So I'm going to delete this and do it again just so you could see how it works. Create a new virtual MIDI input. So I click this button here and then I label it, which I previously call and will call again QWERTY piano. And that's the entire setup for that. Then back in your edit, on the input, you select that. So you click on the input and then select this QWERTY piano or whatever you called that. If I open up the controls panel, you'll see this keyboard here. If I click on one of those keys, then that puts the focus on the keyboard. Then the letters A through semicolon on the middle row, map starting at C4 through just a little bit more than an octave. And then the keys just above there will also allow you to do the black keys. Like that. One thing I didn't mention is that you also have the ability to do a pop-up keyboard. If you open the browser, go to the Actions tab and find this right here. It's called Virtual Keyboard. When you click that, it opens up a pop-up version of this keyboard down here. So I can do the same thing. I hit C4, that puts focus, and I can start playing with the kind of musical typing function. Now this is limited though in range. So if you go between A to K, I've got only 1 octave, and I can go a couple notes higher. L and semicolon. So if you're using this and you want to shift that, then you can drag in the MIDI modifier plugin. I'll take it out right now, click it, hit delete, and put it back in just so you can see how this is done. I'll just drag it over here ahead of that, go to Waveform Plugins, under Effects, down by the MIDI plugins, you'll find MIDI modifier. And then when I click on this, it opens this very simple user interface. Now you could twist this dial to change the semitones or just right-click on this pitch. Here's the original pitch, but now I can go down an octave. So before I do that, let's listen to what we've got. I'll click here. So that's the pitch we were on. Now let's go and select down 1 octave. Every time you've got to click back on it. All right, so that's down 1 octave or down 2 octaves. Now, at the same time, you could map that octave up higher as well. Like that. So that's how you do it. Now, if you record in this way, you will wind up with the notes at this original C4 octave register. If you wanted to take the MIDI modifier out, then you can just select all those notes and transpose them in the normal way. This is an important part of actually making this virtual keyboard useful in waveform. I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video very soon.